Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to the very first episode of the first season of Voices of the Soul. We are so looking forward to this. We've got our lovely hosts, Miranda Malasani and Linda Doherty, and we're here with the thanks of Paula to get this all set up for a continuation every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. We are here and we cannot wait. And I'm going to leave all of this up to Miranda very shortly. But how is everybody feeling with this lunar eclipse, which started almost 3 days ago, and it's starting to really peak right now? And we had some online issues today as part of the problem, just a few. And this is just an amazing thing. I can't wait till all of this comes together and we got these new questions and free readings. We had a free reading, by the way, right off the bat. And Linda, or what was her name?
Denise. Denise.
Denise.
Yeah.
And I met with her on Saturday and we had a great reading. And what was really a lot of fun today is I sat in the park with Miranda and Linda and myself, and we were all talking about today. And we decided to put a basket out in front of us, and people started leaving coins for no reason.
Well, no, but we did have some interesting conversations with the locals.
We did.
We did. Oh,
We
we
did.
did.
Yeah,
We couldn't shun them away because they just needed to talk.
you did, indeed.
They did.
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking about the new show, our concept? Are you liking this, Miranda?
I would just like to say, Jim, I'm so happy that you're already so nicely framed and no one had to say anything to you. You know, like you kept yourself in the frame. No one said, Jim, you're too far back. You know, it's a good
I
start.
know. It's nice for a change. And I'm looking at where my chair is situated and I pulled the wheels off.
You
Did
pulled the
you?
wheel.
No, I wanted to.
I think it's actually very interesting that we are also starting this on the Pisces eclipse. It's a pretty powerful, not just, an eclipse is like a supercharged moon, but this one specifically is even more, it's extra, right? It's an extra big lunar eclipse. Pisces is a very watery sign and it begins a new eclipse cycle, the Virgo Pisces axis for the next 2 years. It's kind of like a little glimpse into what's to come, whatever themes are coming up for you. And we want to throw it out to you and go, well, what's happening for you? And what are you noticing during this eclipse portal? We're in eclipse season. It's going to be over the next couple weeks. October 2nd is the solar eclipse in Libra. And, it's what's beautiful about eclipse season. It's like surrender season. So whatever's coming up is because you need it. It's like clearing the dead wood out of your life. You kind of just have to roll with it and accept that this is part of the journey. Good, bad, and ugly kind of situations. So we'd love to hear. Yes, I see that Elaine says, I feel exhausted. I have also been feeling that the last few days. Beautiful moon, absolutely. But we'd love to know specifics. So come into the chat and we
I,
will tune in.
I'm on my Zoom link tonight, so I am on my phone, which is very distracting. So if I look like I'm not paying attention, I'm just trying to follow because I can only see who's talking at once. It's annoying, but it's never happened, so I'm just gonna roll with it. But yeah, those things don't normally happen, but here we are living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream.
I'm excited about this concept of a show because it's looking at from each perspective, like I said this today, like three perspectives. So whatever you need out of us, you have three different perspectives of some way we can help you heal or see the world differently so you can do it differently in the future. So I like that. I'm excited about how come different angles.
Yes,
Sorry.
that too.
Which I love about this because the three of us get along so well. Okay. And we'll include Paula in that, the four of us all get really well. And we do leave our egos at the door and we have a lot of fun with this. And our whole presence of mind is to help people. We're empaths, we care, we love what we do. I know I do. And the enthusiasm and all of that I get from Miranda and you're more direct than me, Miss Linda, sometimes. And that's
Some good, some bad. Come see, come see.
Yeah. But it's almost like having that strict teacher sometimes, with you don't do that. And I'm going, okay.
Well, I don't words and I don't mess around. I say it, I shoot from the hip. So
Well, it's not like you don't need the sugar coating is unnecessary, especially when you know it's coming from a place of love. Carmel also said she would love a reading because she's a Pisces and it's her eclipse. So
well,
I
sorry, the email address, or Paula knows the email address. She can out to everybody. Paula, she ran away.
Yes, I just put it into the chat, actually, the new email address, heyvots@gmail.com.
Nice.
Wow.
Hey, Vots. Alyssa says, I thought with retrograde coming to an end, things would calm down. No, not yet, maybe. No, not until a little later after that October eclipse. But, it does set up this like new energy for the next 3 to 6 months. So we're always in those rhythms, those changes, right? Every moon cycle is a new opportunity. And we see a beginning and then we see the end. And this actually is almost, I don't know, Jim, if you saw this, but August 19th, there was, I believe it was like a grand trine. I'm not sure the formation, so don't ask me that. But it's almost like a repeat of certain situations to do it better. So, how retrograde is like a review. Even this eclipse, it's funny you say that, is kind of like reviewing what went wrong in August 19th specifically, around that time, and to show up with a different part of your perspective or how you go about it. So, if you think back to that date, what came up for you?
Lots of things for us. Personally, it was aligning my life and putting things into perspective. And with this eclipse in Pisces is inviting us to let go and all of us, every birth sign, to join a higher plane, a much higher plane. And if we can do that, whatever is on our agenda, and if it's nice and if it's positive, absolutely, there's going to be some good changes. There are some difficulties in all of this. As much as it is good, there's also some difficulties where some of us will not be able to just move forward. Or if you try, your sabotage could set in, and you really, really need to ground yourself for the next little bit, because it's going to be quite interesting, especially after November 20th for the cardinal sign.
Yeah, cardinal signs are big for that. Yeah.
Which we've been waiting for 16 years. So,
16 long years in my relationship house. So I'm looking forward to that chapter being over. McKenna says, I feel like my whole life changed recently. Unexpected news with a surprise pregnancy. Congratulations. Still early and having, let's say 11th month old son now. That's busy. Lots of job changes with increased responsibility. That does sound like kind of a big sweeping change that that would be a big, huge change. That's what the eclipse could definitely bring for you, for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot more that we have to look at. You have a good connection. I don't today. So there's, again, the eclipse is doing its thing.
Yeah.
I want to go on a few things about this eclipse again, if you don't mind, because the doors that are going to open now, right through the next month, okay, it will open in more positive, surprising ways that we've never seen before. People have come in and out of our lives for the last 16 years. And we love them, we don't love them. And then all of a sudden, abruptly, everybody leaves us, or we leave them. We don't ghost, we just say, you know what, it didn't work out. And now all of this is starting to turn around, that those people that we left, we grow exponentially. We begin to have more confidence in ourselves. Even if it takes a little while, that's when we get the feeling that we love ourselves. We have to love ourselves first. Is that not true?
To get to our highest vibration, it's love. That's how you get there. Self-love. Self-love is the hardest thing we do as humans.
Right.
It's difficult. It really, really is. It's not always what we like to happen. Like on an emotional level, for so many of us, especially the empaths, it just feels like it's never going to end. But we can guarantee you it is. And this eclipse will just allow us to clean house. And that's my favorite thing because I can't wait to clean house.
I know, it sounds exciting.
Yeah, I would also add to that, pay attention or if you're doing pretty good and you're grounded, hold space for those who might be going through challenging times, because the Pisces energy is a lot about escapism for those who are in that energy. So you have to be very careful, or not careful, but conscious of those around you who you love that can dip into that, because those choices that we make during eclipse portals or eclipse season can have a really long lasting effect. So I just think, be extra conscious of those around you and ground so you can help others to ground too.
Good advice.
And lastly, do we know what the most signs, what are the signs that are most impacted by this lunar eclipse? Sorry
Yeah.
for the new lips, just,
So the mutable signs are going to be most impacted, right? So Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Pisces, but also when it comes to moon signs, right?
Yeah.
Cancer moons, Scorpio moons, Pisces moons, Sagittarius moons, there's a lot of watery energy that we have to be conscious of. So yeah, a lot of tears, right? People are just like dumping out their emotions. There's a lot of emotional purging and just like allowing, right? And you have to know that when you cry, it actually reduces your cortisol. So that, we're told like, suck it up or whatever, we're trying to do that, but no, like let it pour out of you the way it needs to.
Because we're going to realign, especially those 4 birth signs. Like the alignment that happens is going to be something that we won't even get from a doctor. You know what I mean? It's the emotional clearing that is I'm so grateful for it to be showing up, because if you're suffering from depression or problems in your life, this sort of like realigns me and brings a true path to where I need to go. And I'm excited. So it's going to be fun.
We have some comments too. Sorry, Linda, did you want to say something before I read the comments?
No, I was just playing fingers crossed.
Of that. So McKenna says, I'm a Capricorn, so am I, McKenna. That with relationships is so true for her life. Marie says, I'm joining a senior club because I'm retired and I'm enjoying it. And also my health is getting better. That's beautiful. Carmela says, I've been more tired than usual, yet not able to sleep well. Yeah, wired and tired. I just got a huge rash in my body, and any idea why it's there, please? Merci. I've sent an email already. So I don't know if we want to bring, if Carmel, is she the one that wanted to get on for a reading? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So she sent the email. Alyssa says, is it a good time to start sketching? I'm not sure what she's saying here. New or old off. Alyssa, can you clarify what you mean by that comment? I'm not really sure. And Lori says, I've changed and evolved. The blood family I left behind have not. Right. Sometimes we have to make really hard decisions when it comes to family. And Lori says, I'm a fire sign with 5 planets in Pisces. Wow, Lori. Okay. You just hold tight and definitely ground yourself with this energy for sure.
I'm just trying to find myself. Sorry.
Oh, so Alyssa says, is it a good time to start something new or hold off until next year? Does anyone want to comment that first?
What's her birthday?
Start something great. You go ahead, Jim.
I just needed her birth date, and then I can work a little bit on that too. But you're just like on this right away.
So if you do start something new, I don't think you'll follow through as much but if it comes out in the new year, I feel like you can start something new. It's kind of exciting to do that, but you'll follow through more in the new year, or you'll be more consistent with whatever you start in the new year.
Yeah.
And I'm from astrology because I'm not schooled in astrology as much as these guys, but it is just that my gut feeling in that one. It's just, it feels like things are stop, start, stop, start. But in January, everything fun. It feels smooth.
And I would add to that, astrologically, it's not the best thing to start something during an eclipse window, especially right now, just because there's so much change and it's life. Again, it's surrender season. So just, you have to move with it. And I also would say because that eclipse energy starts and it goes into October, November, we have a bit of a window, but then we go into another retrograde. So we're end of the year, it definitely doesn't feel like it's it is start stop kind of energy, a lot of still purifying, clearing out. Alyssa says she's 7/13, Jim. So July, I guess that would be
7/13. That is Cancer.
Right.
The moodiness will stop. if that makes any sense too. Like you're going to take on a little bit more than you have in the past, and you're going to get these answers to be more realistic to yourself. That's what I'm finding out. And probably near the end of November, everything will start falling into place for that person directly. Please take care of your health for the month of November.
Yes.
It is very important, especially for Cancers and Capricorns.
Very, very November.
Yes.
Is the month for Capricorns that they should go on the holiday. They should take the week off. It is, be very careful. I know that from experience, like, cause yes, very much so. Thank you, Jim, for that reminder.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I can't, I'm having problems getting
okay.
on.
Well, do we have anybody waiting for a reading? Do you want to jump into that, because we don't have any comments right now that I need to go through?
I can send the link to Carmel. Just 1 second. It'll take a couple minutes to bring her in, though.
That's okay. That's
Can
fine.
if people have, whoever is watching, if they have any ideas or topics that they want to discuss, they fired it off in the comments so that for next week, we can try to touch on things that are interesting to you guys. Whatever you kind of want to talk about, let's talk about it.
That's great. And Elaine just said, last night I opened up a box I haven't opened since 2012. I forgot that I put a list of 25 things I want for myself, and I was surprised how I have stuck to those goals without looking at this list. That's beautiful.
Amazing.
It was one of those that take me out for dinner.
I think that's so beautiful when you set an intention and like you surrender it. Like this is the act of this is why we don't manifest during an eclipse either, right? We don't manifest, or we don't put out our intentions, because it's, we're letting the universe take the lead on that. But when we do intend and we do try to create something for ourselves, we actually give it away and create space for life to take, to intend on something and let it go. That's powerful.
It is very powerful. And the whole thing about what we do for ourselves is, if we're missing out on something, it's that inventory list on a spiritual level that we need to take care of. And by Friday, everything should be settling down a little bit from the eclipse. And it will open up. That weekend is a weekend where you need to start thinking about what you're doing next. And how are you going, what is your performance level? Are you not taking care of yourself, your body, your mind, especially if you're having problems in relationships in this eclipse? I'm very sorry for most of you. It'll give you the beginning and the end in a conversation with that partner if you're not getting along. That's a bad part of this eclipse too. So it's not always pretty, right?
Right. Well, it gives you what you need, not what you want sometimes. It's also the equinox on the 22nd. So it's a beginning of fall, which brings with it, we are kind of harvesting also, like it's a harvest, right?
Right.
And I think I have problems with seasons, and it doesn't put you in a flux, but it does not allow, because I enjoyed my summer. I really did. And then all of a sudden we can't get that enjoyment as much anymore, but it's hard to explain. But we feel down on ourselves always when we go into a new season. And in fall, most of us love fall. I'm a fall type personality because I like the type of things that you can do, and hockey starts. So for me, it's important. But some people they need to take a look at everything that they're doing, enjoy themselves, and just make the best of everything in this moon as much as they can, because the moon is going to direct us. The spirit is going to direct us, and especially the vibrations are going to be that much higher.
I would also add to that, the in-between seasons, like just when we're in between, it makes us feel unsettled because we're not grounded yet in that new energy. And we're going through a process, even from a physical standpoint, in our health. We're going through transformation, but we're not quite conscious of it. It's just our bodies are doing it in its own way. So like, our respiratory system's changing, even like every season, a different organ kind of takes the lead in that. I would also say that if you compare it to, the void moon, where the moon is in between signs, where you're feeling like you're not really grounded in the energy. Like as a Cancer rising, I feel the moon every 3 days. feel the changes in the energy every 3 days. If you're sensitive to the moon, you would know that when it's void, it kind of feels like you're not really sure where the energy is. It's the same thing in between seasons. We're not quite grounded in the climate. We're not quite, grounded in the energy of that season yet. So it feels a little unsettling. So hopefully by this weekend, we'll start getting more grounded in that energy.
It seems like what we talked about last week. It feels time is off. Like it's time is off. And it's because the sun's changing its position in the sky, and it makes the days feel weird, because even now it's like dark out, and it's like, yeah. It's just those things that we notice because for so long it was light out. But I always notice this position of the sun in the sky in like the afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel weird.
Yeah.
There's a couple more questions, suggestions based on what
Sure.
Linda said. So Lisa says suggestions for words or prayer if you're intention setting for surrender during the full moon. That's a great one. I mean, I think it's just, what do you think? Do you have any suggestions for that?
I didn't hear the question clearly.
So
Sorry.
it's like, what suggestion for words or prayer for an intention setting for surrender during the full moon?
Like flow, like you gotta enter, everything is energy, and if we go with the flow, then everything just flows. Like if you worry, you stop the flow. It's just hardest thing to do because everything's based on fear. But if you can get into the flow of things, then it's you're not stopping anything, you're just allowing things. It's hard to go with the flow, like it's because we are human.
And it's presence. It really is presence. Like when you're in, because you're in the present moment, you're in flow because there's nothing else that exists but that moment. And you're right, it's the hardest thing to do.
But it's that's like the one thing I would think, just to surrender to the flow. And not like easy for me to say, but try not to worry. Like it's like the Reiki principles. Just for today, I will not worry. Easy for me to say, but like everybody has worries. But when you trust in the universe or God, whatever you believe in, they have your back better than it's like this or something better, right? So it's interesting.
Can I do you want to promote what you're doing there in a couple of weeks, I think, Linda?
This weekend I am actually doing
weekend, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's doing a psychic development class, but it's in my area, but I still have spots available. But it's just a morning, and it's through meditation you can open up your channels, because everybody has the ability to channel. We all have the ability to open up or use more than 10% of their brain, which they tell us that we don't have. And once you, like, if you get through meditation for like forest, we're going to walk in the forest, we're going to meditate, and then we have some exercises to do. So it should be fun. I'm so excited for it. It's my first psychic development class that I facilitated.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Things we learn.
Before we bring in maybe our first reading, Douglas has made a suggestion.
Dougie!
Discussion on reincarnation would be very interesting for me. Anybody else feel the same way? And quite a few people have said the same, that they would really enjoy that as a conversation. I think it's a great topic.
I love that.
I love reincarnation, the whole idea and the concept behind it. And I learned a lot from this chart reader that I'm supposed to send you the information to, Miranda. And are you ready for this? You know how many lives that I've been told that I have are multiple, but like multiple, they were always telling me 50, 60 lives. I've only had 2 here.
Oh.
2.
Wow.
And I'm going, are you kidding me? But the 2 that I've done prior to this one, I've learned everything that I needed to know. But I'm my vibration is higher, and the dimensional value of who I am is higher. And I still am learning. But wow, that was a shocker for me. And I can't wait I have another appointment with her next month. So we're gonna figure things out.
Interesting. Even I've had a couple of past life regressions done, and it's like I have lives going back to Atlantis, and it's like when you're under hypnosis, you can see stuff there, like you can see quantifiable things. But not everybody has those profound moments. But it's like when we have irrational fears, like I guess we're talking about it right now, but we'll talk like just
Yeah.
little. But we have irrational fears, and it could be from a past life. So I can constantly go back to people's past lives, and I can see them, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like that makes sense. So it's interesting when you can equate it to your own life, right? It's
Agreed.
interesting.
I agree. Paula, or are you ready, Miranda?
Ready? Yeah, ready.
Are you ready, Linda? Could we bring Carmela in, please?
Okay, she's on her way.
All righty, thank you. And everyone does that, and we're just going to ask her to unmute. There she is. Oh, hello, Carmela.
Baisse ton volume.
Very good. Do you want to go on camera or not? Because I can read better through the eyes. If not, I can give you a crappy reading. And Carmela's on her iPhone. But that's
Yeah.
okay.
Can you see me though?
No, we
No.
can't see it at all.
Oh no, how do I do that? Oh, there you go.
Not yet.
Is it gonna work? Hang on.
You have your thumb in front of the camera, because I do that quite often.
I know. Unable to access camera.
Here, hey,
No.
access.
Cam.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay. We can do this.
All
Now,
right.
did you have the question about the rash?
Well,
I think
No?
it was her. I think it was.
Oh, that's a different person.
Oh,
yeah.
no, wasn't it?
No, I thought it was you, but it doesn't matter.
Hey, Carmela, what is your birthday? Oh, she's going to come back in.
No, she does. She does have the rash. It is her. The rash.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hang on. And I'm just going to get rid of one.
Oh, there you go.
There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi there.
How are you, everybody, on this full moon?
Okay.
Yeah, I
Survival.
had the question about the rash. And
Yeah.
also you guys mentioned fear.
Yeah.
And that is a big thing in my life right now, actually. The fear of moving on, and the fear of doing things that I haven't done before, maybe.
Like in this present life right now?
Yeah, like I'd say something like I have to really push myself. If, let's say, I would love to move and sell my home,
Yeah.
then there's so much fear in everything. I want to make sure that everybody is settled in their own way in order for me to be able to not disappoint anybody. You know,
Oh,
the fear of,
God.
you
Carmela.
know what I mean?
Oh, now I do. Now I do.
Hey, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm with Maddie Claude. You know,
Maddie
when you hear
Claude.
Mary Claude, I'm with her this evening.
Nettie Claude, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
I
So-
left from Brampton to come visit her in Saint-Hyacinthe.
Saint Hyacinthe, and I have not been there for a long time. I loved Saint Hyacinthe. That was amazing.
Beautiful area.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say a few things that you might not like, Carmela.
Okay, thank you for that.
Number one, the only person that you need to be thinking about in selling your home and doing things and offering anyone in your family an opportunity to say, to do this, to do that, they have no choice other than what you want to do. If you want to sell your home and you have the contents in your home and you don't need everything because you're not a pack rat, the idea behind that is have a garage sale for your family and your friends and just say, come on in. What do you want? Take this, take that, do that. And then you have to start enjoying your life.
Yeah.
So you two need to take off and go to the Fiji Islands and just like wear that bikini that you never did for years and party, you know?
Yeah.
But you need to get away. You need to get out of your environment. And Saint Hyacinthe is not the place to be other than with your friendships, but you should be somewhere warm this, I would say, January, February for your birthday.
Okay. It's just that my kids all live with me.
Do you have a son?
That's yeah, I do.
He's the problem.
Oh,
Well, he's the one who's like you worry about how he's going to handle it, right?
yeah, yeah. Well,
Like-
not just him.
I
But-
know.
And I was talking to Mary Claude today, saying how I feel like I have a past life with him where I owe him something.
You probably do. He's an interesting kid. He's pretty smart. But he's opinionated. But he also is very sensitive. He's very
Yeah.
connected to his mom.
Yeah.
But he's frustrating.
Oh.
Like he's frustrating, but I love his face. Like you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want to his
Yeah.
face. But he's I understand how you have to kid glove him and your daughter, the one daughter too, because they try to control the house.
Okay. Okay.
But they like, you know what, sometimes one door closes and another one opens, and you're gonna have like a different experience in the new house, and they're gonna find that they'll love it. But
Yeah.
they drag their feet and they'll come up with excuses why, Ma, we shouldn't do this. But they'll go with you when you make the choice. Like
But
I
the
know
thing is, they have their own families.
So-
Like there's the grandkids living with me, right? Like my kids are old enough to kind of be on their own, but I don't want to throw them out.
but they
right.
like your cooking too.
They what? Sorry?
They like your cooking.
Oh.
You're a good cook. Like you make a lot of stuff. You don't just make one
Yeah.
thing, a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to come for dinner at your house.
You're more than welcome anytime.
But I-
Pierre, pour moi, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah.
Ah, pas de problème, pas de problème.
Okay.
Um,
Can I just say I do see you moving like May, June of
Oh,
20.
yeah?
Like you'll be thinking about it, and then it could
Okay.
be her, but it's like the choices are made within the next 9 months. Like you make
okay,
choices.
okay.
But
Now, do you know where I would venture out?
where do you live now? If you don't,
I'm in
where-
I'm in Brampton.
Okay. Would you move like towards Niagara, or would you move
No.
up north?
But see, that's what the problem is. I have no. If I knew where my kids could end up, then I could put myself in the middle of everybody. That's what I'm waiting for.
You know,
And this,
I have to say that this is the beginning. So because you're a Pisces and because this is the beginning of the new cycle, I think you're just not supposed to know yet. I think
okay.
I think it's supposed to be like a glimmer. You're having the inner nudge that this is going to come, but I don't think
Okay.
that the information's there yet because it's not supposed to be. But I would say if we can get into your health just for a few minutes.
Sure.
Do you have problems with your lungs at all? Or do you often, or you have allergies, something along this year? Do you have any inflammation in that area?
Not really.
Okay. No breathing issues.
No.
Okay. What about cholesterol?
Well, I checked everything and everything was normal. So in the past, let's say 4 months,
Okay.
but that
So-
could change too, right?
Right. So the things that come up are like, it shows me that your sleep is disrupted.
Yeah.
And your hydration is not great. So I think your sodium levels seem to be maybe a bit off. So I don't know
Okay.
if you're not hydrating enough and your electrolytes are a little bit off. But I do see that it's funny. Inflamed skin did come up for you, but it's at
Yeah.
the cards and it has to do with how you're filtering, and lungs is a filtration organ for you.
Okay.
That could be that there's environmental toxins or whatever is around you. The toxic people did come up. So the stress that you feel, anxiety did come up. And so I don't know if you are waking up sporadically in the evening, like when you're sleeping.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
It has to do a bit with like emotional avoidance. Like it's hard for you to feel sometimes. So it will come up in your sleeping hours. And
Okay.
it does create a cycle for you. And you have to remember that your skin is your largest organ.
Yeah.
And so then if things are backed up, your skin is going to show that.
Okay. Okay.
A candida came up as well. So yeast,
Oh.
especially with season changes, when
Okay.
molds are coming off the trees and things are starting to change. I think you talked about that a little earlier. You can notice these disruptions in, the inflammation in your skin, or can have
For sure.
that kind of thing. But I just want you to pay attention to your lungs, and I do think it's worth, tuning in and understand, like if there has been changes in your cholesterol, because that did come up.
That
as well.
did come out. What about thyroid issues or?
So to me, any emotional avoidance or hard to feel, it's always stuck in your thyroid. So if you're not expressing or you're not feeling or you're not translating the emotional energy out of your body, it's not coming through, then thyroid's always going to be stuck.
Yeah.
But specifically focused in on the skin for this one.
Okay. Now,
good.
do you think that the rash that I've developed could have something to do with that stress and that?
Yes. I think like most of that has come to do with the emotional side of it. And because you're a Pisces and because this is a very big thing, if you're holding on to emotions, it has to come out of your body in some capacity.
Yeah.
Right? It's like your body needs to work it out. So if you know, I think the key is just how do you process those emotions without putting them to the side, tucking them away. They come out in your sleep.
Yeah.
Come out your skin.
Do you want to move in with me just so you can guide me? Yeah.
You want to talk later? Yeah. You won't like what I have to say either, probably. But
okay.
Well, I'll have to kick your son out of one of the rooms so Miranda can.
No. It's not all that bad, trust me.
No, you know what?
I often think that there's a past life with me and him, where you know, we're very close to one another. Maybe too close, you know, where sometimes his feelings, like again, Miranda was saying the emotional and all that, right?
Yes.
Do you guys see anybody around me, as in father, mother?
Françoise is who I see.
Okay.
And then I have Morris.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, but he says sorry.
That's my ex-husband, but he's not dead.
Oh, damn it. Come on. But there's a lot of change and interchange with them. Your mom is still like, I try and explain this to a lot of people. Your mom is acting like a Walmart greeter.
Oh.
She brings everybody towards the light. She's very happy with everyone. She's so proud of the grandchildren. She's so proud of your own kids. You are mimicking her in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, because your mother did not have much peace and she wants you to have the peace.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. You know how we always say there must be an angel with me living here? Like, you guys, does anybody of you see someone with me here beside me?
Well, you have your guardian angel that's been with you every lifetime behind you, and you're an old soul. You've been around many times.
Yeah, I feel like that.
It shows me by the height, like my symbol for a guardian angel, like how old your soul is how tall they are, and yours is very tall, but very beautiful. Like when I see an angel like that, there's no depiction anywhere on earth or painting that could show you how beautiful your angel is. But she always tries to steer you on the right path.
Yeah.
And she's kind enough to let your mother come in, because your mother is like, she likes the way you cook like her. Like, you make the recipes the same, like to the T. Like you don't substitute. You make them
Yeah.
Your mother often stands, like, my hair's blowing right now, but that's like your mother and your guardian angel energy. But like, you know, like I feel like sometimes I'm sure you've lost your keys. Like, your guardian angel will always.
I agree 100%. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, because you've been saved a couple times from an accident. I feel like by for stuff, and you get so frustrated. But next time, thank them, because there's a reason why you're held back, right? There's a reason why. But you're very loved. You're a very good soul. You have a beautiful energy. Like, your light is strong.
Okay.
So just know, like, people are drawn to you because you're great. But you do it to the cost of your own.
I agree.
I was just going to say, you feel.
And how do I let go, though? Pardon me?
I was going to say, you feel so deeply for others, but you can disconnect from your own feelings in order to manage it, right? And this is what you do. You go back into your body, you start processing your own feelings, and then you'll be able to even connect even deeper with those who love you in that way, because you can't. It's a continuum of feelings, right? If you cut yourself off in one area, you can't actually feel the full. The longest also to show up could be grief. So I don't know if that's just like grieving still something or something.
Can it be situations that are going on in the house where it's crushing me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what the weird thing is that I pick up is in your laundry room in Brampton.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on in there? That's an active place, man.
There's so much clutter there.
Clutter.
Every time I go in the laundry room, I want to cry. There's so much clutter.
just,
It's funny you say that.
but I'm sitting here and
Yeah.
they're giving you a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm going, that laundry
It's
room.
just because all my kids are moving with me, so all the clutter goes in there.
Yep.
So there's no space to do anything anywhere in my house. And it's just sometimes I just want to say, I'm packing my 2 boxes and I'm leaving.
I'm going to
Right.
listen.
So
But it's impossible. It would break me to have to do that. My sister lives with me and my 2 kids live with me with my grandkids, and it would be impossible to do that.
are you in Drake's mansion or something?
No, but let's just say we don't have much space to move.
Holy.
There's good space in the kitchen to cook, but not much space to move.
Ay. That's a lot.
But you know, I love having people around me. That's my thing, right? But the more I say that, the more people come over.
Don't say it. Don't say it anymore. You have no more space.
Oh, but
That's-
anyways, thank you very much, everybody.
You're
Hello,
very
can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay, I had my health problem for the past year. Now it's
Okay.
getting better. Am
Okay.
I in the right path, like finding the right people for it?
Do you have inflammation in your body?
Sorry?
Do you have inflammation in your body? But it's lessened a lot. Like I feel what you were achy and now you're starting to heal from that. Like I love, you're about 50%, 60% better, correct?
Oh, big time, yeah.
Yeah, like God bless you for that. Because I feel like it's like you never saw, like that's hard on your emotional health because I feel like it was depressing because you think, when is this going to end? But I feel like now you can see a light at the end of the tunnel. But keep doing what you're doing because it's helping. And I'll give this to Miranda because she's going to be able to help you a little bit differently.
Okay.
So is it, do you have a lot of digestive stuff happening still?
No, I don't have problem with this digestion. It was more the inflammation.
Right. But do you have a hard time, like, like what I mean by digestively is that if you have inflammation, it means it's hard for you. Probably there's lots of things you're consuming that's creating more inflammation. So for example, what comes up for me is remove gluten, and sugar maybe has been a problem as well. Sugar cravings.
Okay.
It shows that zinc. So your immune system needs a boost. So when zinc comes up for me, it's like your immune system is just obviously more depressed. And be careful of, so drugs and alcohol come up, but it could also mean like medicine as well. So just being careful of what you're consuming. I see that digestive enzymes would probably be helpful too. So when I see all of those that come up, it means that in order to keep on moving with the reducing inflammation, like to reduce even more, you just have to make sure you don't consume things that are causing more inflammation while you're decreasing it. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So the other thing is that trauma came up for you. So trauma, stress from the past. So I don't know if that inflammation had to do also with those stored, that pain that you went through, but that processing or that working on yourself, that healing space will also continue to reduce inflammation. So there's definitely a link there. I would just be very conscious of what you put in your body so that your inflammation can keep on lowering. But the digestive system is a very important part of reducing inflammation.
Yeah, I lost 30 pounds in less than a year. And it was all of the stress and things like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Can I ask you, the person who passed away with you, who used to eat those really sugary candied bananas and the little strawberries,
My mom.
your mom, she is more worried about you worrying about everybody else. And when time came for people to take care of you, you didn't have enough people in your corner. And that's what was upsetting, because you've done everything for us. So if I can ask you tonight, the total eclipse happens at 10:34 tonight. If you can light one candle, okay? This is not manifesting anything, but ask for everything to return back to your normal, not anybody else's, but your normal, so that you can fight off the depression and the anger. You're going to do fantastic. I promise you that with my heart. And your mom misses you all the time.
He said we should go to the beach.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody.
You're
Very
very
welcome.
Welcome. Good night.
Good
Thanks
night,
for
Yeah, bye.
Carmel. Merci beaucoup.
Hey, listen, you
What?
said we should be on a beach. Which beach should we go on?
Well, there's nothing in St. Hyacinthe except
No.
trees.
No, I'm talking warm.
Warm. Now, this is the cool thing. Okay, I honestly want you to go to Barbados.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And I
Yeah.
want you to go in Barbados, and I want you just to have your cabana boy, to serve you, to take care of you, to change your sheets.
Oh, yeah.
A nice cookie that we're not allowed to eat on the bed, and just enjoy everything. That's what you two need.
Yeah. Perfect. That's exactly what I need.
And get it going.
Merci.
Merci encore.
Okay. Have a good night, everybody.
À prochaine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
That's
Great.
Guys, guess what? There's 12 minutes left.
Oh, wow. That went by fast already, didn't it?
Sure did.
Is there like have we got any questions here?
Yeah, we do actually.
Okay.
So let me just go back here after Douglas is there. And Elaine says, like, the experience of reading that list last night reminded me that I can let go of insecurity of not being there or not following my path, because I'm on the journey. That was in response to what Linda said earlier. So Carla, maybe Jim, this is a question you can answer. Carla is a Sagittarius with a Capricorn rising. So Sagittarius sun, Capricorn rising. What should come from this time?
Oof. Wow. So there's going to be a little bit of, oh my God. There's going to be some difficulty in this one because of the way the Sagittarius wants to move. And it's not that they're always right, but they're normally in a position to be right. And with the way that Capricorn is working with them, they will be isolated from the people that they thought they loved. So this tonight is the best way to clean house, because that goes all the way until November 20th. And then everything will start to get better. Sorry, it's going to be a rough one. This is not fun.
I would say it also is about it's hard with Sagittarius and Capricorn. They're very different in terms of that, even though they're so close. And I'm like, Capricorn in space. It's interesting, but but Sagittarius energy is very needs freedom and spaciousness and the ability to move through this. And I think this eclipse is very watery and spacious, but there's so much spaciousness. It's hard to know where you're coming at. So the Capricorn part of you as a rising sign, it's a lot of the focus on relationships and self. It's like that. I think it's that first and seventh axis, right, Jim?
Seventh axis, yeah.
Right. So it would mean myself versus others. And so this Pisces moon is actually distinguishing what needs to end versus how much what is right for me versus what's right for others. And I think there's going to be a lot of themes that are going to be in that.
There's more that I would love to tell you, and I'm not trying to have you book with me, but there's too many private things to talk about that I'm already picking up. So I kind of speak to Linda or speak to myself or speak to the person that you go to, but we'll help you.
Yeah.
But most of this stuff that you need to discuss is on a private message and set it up. And you never know, by the end of the week, by the end of the show, someone's going to get picked to get a reading from myself or Linda or I don't know what you're doing. You're doing tarot.
Did we talk about that, Jim? I don't remember talking about that, but that's okay. That's great. It's like a spontaneous wow, I didn't know that either. Carmel says, thank you very much, everyone. Greatly appreciate it. She's lovely. The other thing is, Marianne said dreams and signs in dreams. I think that'd be a great topic. I love talking about dreams.
Yes.
And the new start time is 8:30. So not 8 o'clock, but 8:30.
Yeah.
We talked about today.
I haven't made that mistake yet.
No.
I feel bad, and I'm going to say this. I feel bad for the people on the West Coast, but we need most people my age are already in bed, except for Doug. Doug is going. But
Doug
there's
is
a lot of people that have a lot to do, a lot to work, and you're exhausted. And so we're bringing this show half an hour earlier for all of us.
Yeah.
Good. What
Yeah.
else?
And we'll be back next Tuesday as well. And then we'll be the
I think
post.
it's going to be a regular thing now, people. So we're going to be able to help you, help us, and every Tuesday is a thing, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We have McKenna Wiggins, who's coming on, and McKenna, you're going to have like about 3 minutes because we're going to have to say goodnight to everybody. 3 strong minutes. So give us your birthday as soon as you can. And we can admit her anytime you like, Paula.
I did. I don't know where she went. Oh, here she
There she
goes.
is. We'll ask her to unmute. And ask her to unmute again. There she is. We got
Hi there.
there we are.
Hi
Hi.
there.
Sorry, I was having to change from the YouTube video to this.
Okay, no problem. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what is your birth date, McKenna?
It's January 18.
Okay. I won't ask you the year.
Okay.
even
I can
though-
give it if you need it.
That I do. Can I have
Okay,
it?
1994.
Oh my God, I'm old. Okay.
What's the question, hun?
Oh, I guess just relationships in general. Marriage, work relationships, friendships. I feel a lot of shifts happening and just in and out. Please go lay down. I'm so sorry. I have my 7-year-old trying to go to bed.
Never, ever, ever. This is okay.
Yeah.
Never
Okay.
stress out about it. We don't, and we'll wait. If you need to put the 7-year-old back to bed, we'll wait for you and still talk.
Yeah, you're good. Hey, Audrey, please go lay down, please, and read. Do your reading time for school. Do your reading time for school, please. Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you in a relationship right now, or is it just on the edge of one? Is one just on the edge of it, like you're either in it or you're just about out of it?
There is that big shit. Like, I felt like I was in a transition, and then we had the unexpected news I posted earlier that somebody doesn't know about yet.
Yep.
And so that's kind of put a like eat to me personally in my marriage. So
Okay. Things will get so much easier for all of you sometime around next Wednesday, next Thursday, when everybody can breathe a little bit better. Your friendships and relationships, it's basically you were doing an inventory on everybody, McKenna, whether you knew it or not. And you're trying to pick it out, not to be picky, but to stop being the doormat for some of them. And you have to think of yourself. You have to think of your health. You have to think of many, many different things. And financially, you're going to be good. You're going to have, by the end of everything, 5 amazing friends and maybe a reintroduction of your relationship.
Are
thank
you
you.
worried about like finances? Because I feel like, how am I going to afford this? Like, how am I going to do this? But I feel like by like April, May, like I feel like it's much smoother. So it's like things come into like things are more smooth. So when we worry about money, we won't have it. So try to like, I know it's easier said than done, but if you think we have plenty, change the way you think about money. Not that it happens immediately, but like it will smooth out. I do see you being like you're very organized, my friend. And you
I wish I felt like that at home.
like to have things like laid out so you know how it's going to go. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Have it mapped, right? So this is
Yeah.
it and every chaos, but it will, like Jim said, smooth out. It will smooth out. And I feel like you're going to be full of joy. Like I feel joyful time. I feel like a happy time. I feel like you're going to have a quiet time. Like it's going to be a good time. So just, nothing's easy or school is hard, but you're
Right.
like, you just want it to go perfect. Like it can be, but it's hard when it doesn't always go that way, but it will, it, it will be okay. I promise you, it will be
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you.
I'll have my 30 seconds with this. I feel like you need to check your iron. Do you normally have low iron?
Yes.
Okay, so
And I haven't been taking my supplement.
okay, so when it comes to iron, so if you have a hard time during this transition in your body, you can look into kids' iron supplements. There's Kid Star Nutrients is one of the ones that is really absorbable, but you might need more. So check in your iron. You also need more protein. I have a feeling like, I don't know if you're kind of like sick yet, like if you have morning sickness but protein is going to help you with your focus and your concentration, because I feel like you're kind of spinny, right? Like you're spinning your thoughts. Also hydration status, because you're probably peeing a lot more, but your bladder needs a little bit extra support. And I'm not sure how well you're digesting fats, because vitamin E showed up. And do you feel like do you feel a heaviness when you eat fats?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Okay. So then, so smaller amounts of fats, but make sure they're omega-3 rich. You definitely need to focus on omega-3s, because you've got to absorb those fat soluble vitamins. Specifically, vitamin E came up for you, which I think is, like crucial, obviously all the prenatals that you get right now. So do check into a high quality prenatal omega-3 supplement, get your iron checked, and just get in line, because it's also going to make you feel more grounded in your body throughout this, like the transitions that you're going through, and you'll feel so much better when your body is supported as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
And make sure you wear good shoes, because your ankles swell so quickly, so easily. It's insane.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you all so much. Y'all have a good night.
I hope we still see you, because we're early, but you can watch us on the recording if you have to.
Thank you so much. Y'all have
Thank
a
you
good
so
one.
much. You
Bye.
too. Bye.
Bye.
Good luck.
Bye.
Jim, they're called cankles.
They are.
And that's where the blunt male comes out, right? We are so bad, but she needed that,
Yes.
and she's going to be okay.
Mhm.
Well, guys, girls, boys, Paula,
Who's here?
it's 9:30, and I want to thank everyone that joined us on tonight, and it's going to be even getting better. We'll be much more relaxed and more in tune to it. All of us are promoting this to get this going for all of us. We want to be able to ask your questions and email some questions into us. You just don't have to put them there, and we'll put our email address in place for you. I think it's Voices of the Soul. So VOS.
Yeah, VOTS.
At gmail.com.
I'll put it up there. Where is that? Is it?
Pinned on the YouTube chat.
HeyVots@gmail.com.
Okay. So join us. Give us questions. We're going to take a look at them, and we're going to answer as many as we can at the beginning of the show. And somebody will get a reading from one of us, or from me. And Paula's already written down the names.
Okay, great. I can do that. You did one you got last week. I'll do this week.
All right, I'll do the next week then. That'll work.
Look at her turn red in the face, this woman?
Which
is it?
Oh,
because we were sitting in the sun for 2 hours again. I got some nice sun.
I have burn. You should see me.
Holy cow. I didn't get any of that.
Linda, that was my vitamin D. You're like, go home and take some vitamin D. I'm like, I don't need it. We got 2 hours of sun.
2 hours.
Yeah.
So we want to thank everybody. Myself personally, I'm looking forward to continuing doing this.
I like to thank myself, Jim says, to thank myself for showing up tonight. And all the comments and all your kind words. Thank you very much for those, everyone.
Absolutely. And Mary Claude, come on next week and get on here so you can get a reading about all your grandkids and see what's happening, because you're a fun person to have a reading with. Anyway, we're going to sign off here shortly. Paula, she's
Yes.
desperately trying to take everything down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to say goodnight. And I'm going to say good luck with your eclipse, 10:34. Get in the covers and go to sleep.
Yeah, sleep it off.
Good night, everybody. It was a lot of fun. Bye.